I'm Daisy Gonzalez. Welcome back to Husky Hustle, where we run down UConn sports in just a few minutes.
I'm Madi Shields, and the timer starts now.
Our first topic is baseball and softball. They're currently in their fall ball season right now. But last year, baseball lost the Big East tournament. They didn't make it to the NCAA tournament, and there was just a lot of things that kind of went wrong. They ran through their bullpen a lot. So I think if we have strong pitching this year, and we have guys to rely on, I think that's going to be a huge impact. They have 23 new guys, and that's going to be a lot of depth into the team. And we're going to see a lot of offense players as well, like Maddox Delana.
And then for softball, last year they won the Big East tournament for the first time since 2001 and then made their first NCAA tournament appearance for the first time in over 2 decades. They did lose their first 2 games in the first round, and that ended their season, but hopefully that put them in the right attitude and headspace to go just as far this season and hopefully make it further in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I think both teams are looking to get a more secure tournament win. Moving on to football, they won against FIU. This is their 3rd straight win and really strong performance in their defense, intercepting 3 passes, forcing fumbles, and 5 sacks. Skylar Bell, once again, a huge offensive player with 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. And my take on football really is Jim Mora always says in these press conferences, we can't make plays, but I really think a strong performance from defense this weekend is what makes our games much better. And we don't really need those crazy offensive plays. If we can stop the other team in their offensive plays with our defense, I think that's really what the key is.
I definitely think the defense is an important aspect of their play as well, and their strong performance this past weekend definitely showed that and made a huge difference in the way the game ended. But I also think that keeping the other team off the board is only half of it, and they definitely need to work on their offensive strategy to keep them on the board as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on to men's hockey, they went 1-1 this past weekend in their first matchup against Colorado College. Tom Messineo was named the Big East Defensive Player of the Week this week with 7 blocks over the past weekend. And their first NCAA tournament appearance did happen last season. They made it to the 2nd round, and hopefully with the way they're starting off the season and the mindset that they're in, they can make it further this year.
Yeah, and I think with losing some players like Hudson, he was really essential to the offense. He was a leadership backbone. He was the captain. He has strong 2-way play, and he made many clutch plays. They're going to need someone to kind of fill that role this season. But with that being said, I think that's Joey Muldowney. He's going to be that guy. He had a breakout season sophomore year. He led the team in goals, and he set program records. He's a very strong offensive player. So I think just him stepping into that leadership role, I think the team will be in a good place.
Yes, I definitely agree. Moving on for women's hockey, they're currently 2-2 overall. They won their last game this past weekend against Clarkson. And Tia Chan was named the Big East Goalie of the Week, and she definitely shines for their defensive side, and their defense is just playing a huge role in how they're playing right now and the wins that they're getting. And for head coach Chris McKenzie, he got his 200th career win this past weekend. And last season, they made it to the NCAA semifinals, and then they had a season-ending loss against Northeastern. But do you think that they can make a similar run this year or even go further?
Yeah, I think what you touched on about Tia Chan, she is a real backbone to the team. And I think even though they're missing leadership from last year's seniors, I think the core of this group is Tia Chan, who is among the top goalies in the country. She's back this season. So I think that gives the team kind of stability and confidence and a reassuring feeling of going into this season. I think they have proven time and time again that they're a strong team, and I think this is going to be the year that they can go farther.
I definitely agree with that. And then Finally, we have women's soccer. They're 3-1-1 in conference, and they're on a 2-game win streak currently. They really shine on the offensive side. The senior Chioma Okafor plays a major role in what they can do on that side of the field. She's currently leading in goals and shots on goal, but they also have a strong sophomore, Taylor Jenkins, who's also making a huge impact on offense, and she is second in goals currently.
Yeah, and I agree. Those two players have really been the highlight for the team this season so far. So I think just keeping that energy, finding that rhythm, I think it's going to be a good year. Their next matchup is Marquette at home. History shows that we have a strong performance against them at home. It's another Big East play, so the competition just gets harder and faster as the schedule goes on. But I think they're in a pretty good place right now.
I agree. They're doing really well.
That's all we have for this week. We'll see you next week.